Hey guys, welcome back to Cooking with Lex. We are being consistent, so put a round of applause for me. This is our second week cooking. Today we are making a viral $1 million spaghetti that went crazy on TikTok. It took me a while to make it, but I made it twice now, and chef's kiss. It's so good. Only real difference is you make Alfredo sauce to mix with the noodles, and everything else is kind of pretty much the same, but you'll basically just learn how to make it my way. So we got all of our ingredients here, as you can see. We just got our seasonings. We got some hamburger meat, some diced onion, and green peppers. We got some Parmesan cheese, some mozzarella cheese, butter, heavy whip, and cream cheese for the Alfredo sauce. And then we got just a can of ragu and some tomato paste. And then we got some garlic bread to eat with our spaghetti. So let's just hop right into it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put the water on for the spaghetti noodles, and then we're going to grind our ground beef up. All right, guys, so we're going to go in with our meat. And I'm gonna put some onions and green peppers in there while it cooks, and then I'm gonna season it up with my seasonings. So I'm actually just gonna go in with some seasoning salt, black pepper, just like the standard seasonings that you would use in any real dish for real. This is garlic powder. I got some Italian seasoning because we are making spaghetti, and then some oregano. I like to use a little meat chopper so that I can get my meat nice and grounded. And this works literal wonders. We're getting it real small and fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and grind this up, and we'll be back once the meat is done. Okay guys, so we have drained the meat and we're going in with some tomato paste. And I'm gonna just let that kind of cook into the meat. And then we're gonna also come in with that can of ragu. And just a little bit of water to loosen everything up. You should have a consistency that kind of looks like that. Just the meat sauce. We're gonna let that go ahead and simmer. I'm gonna get the top on there and let that simmer and cook while we do our noodles and grate our cheese. I put up a question box on Instagram and asked my followers to send me a couple of questions that I can answer on the cooking show. So we're gonna grate up some cheese and answer some questions. We're gonna start off with half a block of mozzarella and kind of see if we need more from there. First question that we have: did you get into the career field you got your college degree in? That's a great question. So thanks for asking that. Honestly, I wanted to be a lawyer. That was my original choice. A criminal defense lawyer. And then my cousin died in 2011. And I sat at her court date. We're gonna do this whole block of cheese because we need it. Like I was saying, guys, my cousin was murdered back in 2011. I sat in her court date while I was home from college for like 8 hours, and I learned at that very court date that I never wanted to be a criminal defense attorney. I could have went another route, but at that point, I just didn't want to do it at all, so I never became a lawyer. I honestly thought that I would do something like in probation or be a detective. I have a high love for crime and like the mind and how it works and why people do the things that they do. So I probably should have been a psychologist then. But anyway, I like crime though. I have a bachelor's in criminal justice, so yes, that was what I was going to think I was going to do, I guess. But I ended up working with kids immediately after graduating. I worked at an all-girls facility first, and then I really loved that place. They didn't pay a lot. It was a lot going on, but ultimately I ended up leaving after 4 months. I was unemployed for a while, and it was also, like I said, it was still criminal justice because it was like kids who were displaced or in high trafficking areas or something like that. Left there, I was off for a few months, and then I started working at the Wayne County Juvenile Detention Facility. And that baby is okay. But I realized too that I didn't want to work with adults after I was with the kids for so long. So now I'm on the other side of things, which I'm still using my degree because I work in the field of truancy, trying to prevent children from going to the detention center. So we try to get all of that together first before they even start to committing the crime. So that's, I guess, having a job in my field. All right, so we got our mozzarella cheese. That's just gonna be for the top of the spaghetti. We got another bowl here for our Parmesan cheese, and we're going to be using this to make our Alfredo sauce. I've honestly never grated my own Parmesan, so I'm here to see how well this is going to taste, because everybody say, grate your own Parmesan, grate your own Parmesan. So we're about to see today, honey. It's a little much of a struggle, but I see Parmesan cheese is much stronger. All right, so we got both our Parmesan cheese and our mozzarella cheese done and ready for preparation. We're gonna set those to the side here. I'm gonna go ahead and make one garlic bread because it's just me. They need to start having small packs for people like us that live alone. Now we're getting ready to make our Alfredo sauce for the noodles, and I'm gonna go into the second question. How old were you when you started cooking? That's a great question as well. Honestly, I've always been very, very independent and a mature young lady. So I definitely knew how to do the basics at a very young age. So I'll say about 10, I started doing the basic cooking. However, when I got to college, so when I was 18, of course I was forced to like learn how to cook. So I knew how to make nacho, Alfredo with like jar sauce. Those are my go-tos in college, honestly. But that's when I really learned how to cook. I would start making all type of dishes after that. So in college is where I really got my sauce. But now, you can't tell me nothing. Everybody love my cooking. It's not a person that be like, we don't want none of her food. Everybody loves it. But anyways, to get right into the sauce, we just melted a half a stick of butter into this pot. So we're just gonna let it melt. And once it's all the way melted, you'll go in and add your heavy whipping cream. All right, so our butter is all the way melted. We're gonna go in with our heavy whip. And I say, depending on how much you're making, I would do about a cup and a half. You really don't need a lot. It's just need enough to coat the noodles. Honestly, the heavy whip is my favorite part, to be honest. So I'm gonna make a lot. You can also season this part. I'm honestly just gonna go in with a little garlic because our meat already got salt in it. We're gonna do a little bit of salt. So we got the garlic, seasoning salt. I'm gonna put a little bit of parsley in it, and I'm gonna let that kind of come up to a boil. Another good ingredient, I don't always use this, but when I remember, I make sure I get it. You can also come in with some cream cheese. Not a whole lot. I just did about 2 tablespoons of that cream cheese. I'm gonna get that a good stir, and I'm gonna let that cream cheese melt. I'm gonna put some Parmesan cheese in here as well. The key is the cheese. That's what thickens up the sauce. I'm gonna go ahead and let that cook down, cheese melt and thicken up, and we'll be right back. And this is kind of the consistency that you want it to be. The cheese is still melting, but it's getting there. It's getting really thick. You just saw in the last clip how thick the consistency of the sauce is. I'm gonna go ahead and add my noodles right into this. That's what it looks like inside the white sauce. You just kind of coating the noodles with that sauce, and that's it. Our noodles are done. We're gonna go ahead and assemble everything, starting with our white sauce with our noodles. First layer is in, and we're just gonna go right on top with our red sauce. Just like a kind of layered. It looks so good already, and it smells even better. Here's what it looks like. I'm gonna go right on top with my mozzarella cheese. All right. It got all the cheese on there. We're just gonna add a little bit of parsley on top for decorations, because y'all know we gotta add parsley on everything. And it's gonna go right in the oven on 350 until the cheese melts. Honestly, this was a very quick meal. It took no time to make this. So if you are in a crunch and wanna make something real quick, this is the go-to meal. I feel like that white sauce just gives it another taste that, baby, you just not ready for if you never tried it. So we're gonna go ahead and let that cook up, and we'll be back when it's done. All right, y'all, she is done. We just need the cheese to melt a little bit. Got her out the oven, and she's looking great. I'm gonna go ahead and make me a plate. Y'all know it's just me. I don't got nobody else here to taste it for me, but I'm gonna go ahead and make me a plate. We're gonna taste it out and see what it tastes like. It's time. I had a long day. I went to work today, had to go to Kroger to pick up the food. They forgot my heavy whip. Had to go back out to the grocery store to get the heavy whip. Came home, cooked, filmed. Gotta get dressed to go to my friend's dinner tonight because it's her birthday today. And I have an influencer event tomorrow. So I just got so much on my plate. But I'm still gonna taste the spaghetti for you guys, of course, because that's what we're here for. I'm just gonna eat a little bit because, like I said, I'm about to go to dinner. But I'm gonna eat this for the rest of the week. And I'm gonna also take my friend some. Duh, why not? Oh, that looks good. That's all we need. Let's try it out, honey. It's so hot. I'm so glad I decided to use real Parmesan cheese. I can literally taste the difference. It's so good, y'all. Okay, again, this is the Viral $1 Million Spaghetti. You must try it. It's so good. I'm about to finish eating the rest of this and get ready to go to dinner. I'm gonna get a salad or something at dinner at this point, but I gotta show up. It's our birthday. If you made it this far in the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We are pushing for every Wednesday at noon, so look out for Cooking with Lex every single Wednesday. I'll see you guys next week for another meal. Drop down below something else you guys want to see me make. Bye-bye.